Crisp October air. 50 degrees. Field full of weeds. And we've got these two fields over here growing and just doing their thing. This field right here needs some weed care here. Need to get rid of these pesky weeds. Bad plants. Go away. And this one was weeded in the previous episode. So, episode 4's got a lot in store for us. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do to pass the time, and yeah, might skip a few months in this episode. In the meantime, I'll do some contracts. I might show some of the contract work, I might not. But let's get started on getting these weeds tended. Definitely want to make sure the yield is as good as possible. If we have the money to do so, I would like to invest in a chicken coop. But that is to be determined, because we have a lot of things we need to do with the money that we don't have. Last episode we bought this weeder, we bought that fertilizer, and we bought something else. Oh yeah, the water tanker. And we do have 3 pallets of tomatoes ready to go, so I need to work out something to transport those tomatoes. So definitely all things to consider here. Yes, these are wheels that are thin and will not damage the crop because we do have crop destruction on. So let's go to town. Let's get these weeds taken care of. This is one of the jobs that doing myself is a little bit difficult because the weeds, you know, they blend in with the rest of the crop for the most part. So likelihood of me missing some spots is pretty high, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll get through this field pretty quickly. Pretty sure this is a 9-meter width implement here, so should make short work of this field if I can tell where I've been and where I haven't. Which, yeah, it's the fun of it. I'll look at the map afterwards and see how well I did. Hopefully not overlapping too terribly much. But I'll crack on with this and I'll see y'all in a bit. Alright, well, as you can probably already tell, I didn't drive very straight during that whole procedure, so there's probably going to be a little bit on this end and a little bit on the other end that I just missed. Yep, going to be ever so slightly off on that, so I'm going to go down on that one little sliver there and drive to the other side of the field and take care of the corner that I missed. But overall, I'm pretty sure outside of those two spots, it's just so relaxing to look at. The wind blowing through the baby barley. I'm pretty sure I got the whole field, minus the spots that I'm touching up right now. So we'll check the map after this pass and see where we are. Don't think there's anything else there, but I could be wrong. Let's go ahead and get this spot here. And avoid hitting the tree. Cool. Okay, so let's check it out. Seems like there's a little tiny spot there and a spot right there. So let's go check those out. All on the top bit of the field. I think I missed seeding spots here and there, or it's just the way the crop looks when it's growing. Don't know. Yeah, I think that's just a spot that I missed with the seeder. I don't think that's weeds. That other spot on the corner there, maybe I missed some more. Probably not worth the diesel burn to address the issue, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because by golly, I want to get it off. Yeah, got it. And while doing that, I said, you know what? Why don't we just use this thing to plant oilseed radish? Because, like I said in the last episode, I plan on putting corn in this field, which can be planted in April. We're a ways off of that, and oilseed has enough time to be planted and grow and be good. So I'm going to do what I have never done in any farming simulator that I've played and plant oilseed radish. And we'll just see how it goes. It'll be a free, quote fingers, free layer of fertilizer. I did spend a lot of time cultivating this field in episode 1, so 3 episodes ago. And I spent some time stone picking, which it's going to be very frustrating to potentially have to stone pick again. But I got this wild hair, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna seed this field with oilseed radish, and we're gonna have that layer of fertilizer. Also very tempted to turn stones off, because I think it just adds another chore to the to-do list. And frankly, in the winter months is probably when you're going to be doing most of your cultivating for the most part. And there's not really a whole lot to do other than like shift pallets. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but definitely something that, I don't know, once we get a whole bunch of work and winter's going to be spent tending animals and shifting pallets and taking flour to the bakery and pallets to the planks to the carpenter. I mean, there's just going to be a lot of stuff that needs moving. So I'll keep them on for now. If you guys think we should just nix them all together, just comment below what your thoughts are on that. Spoiled on my other file, I've got the guidance steering on 2 of my 3 tractors. Might do a special episode on that farm to kind of give you guys a look and see what I'm doing there. I think I mention it every episode now, which is probably getting old to you guys, but my Elm Creek save has been a good deal of fun. Got the grain mill, got the bakery. I just bought the large chicken coop that holds 360 chickens. And I started out by buying 60 chickens, which I think I role played and sold the 60 chickens I had, split between the two smaller pastures or coops, whatever you want to call them. And I bought 60 chickens in the new one, and I just kind of gave myself back the difference in cost with the power tools. And I think I've gotten one round of baby chickens so far. And it shouldn't take me too long to get up to the maximum there. My math is correct. That's going to be 21,000 liters of wheat, barley, or sorghum to keep them happy for a year. So, going to definitely be something I want to take note of when I harvest field 40 over there to see how much barley that produces. Because if that field is enough to feed chickens for a whole year, be some good stuff. And I believe it's the smallest of the 3 fields I have, so. Yeah, man, had I bought this weeder before seeding that field over there, I would have saved so much time. This thing does canola, grass, and oilseed radish, and I planted that with the tiny 3-meter seeder that you start the map with. But you know what? If you don't make a plan going into things, you're bound to find some inefficiencies here and there. And if you've been watching the series up to this point, you'll know that I've changed my mind more than I've changed my underwear in the decisions I've made on what to do with what field and all that kind of stuff. But I promise, I'm going to stick to corn on this field. We're going to rent a forage harvester as an experiment to see how much chaff we can produce from this field, put it in that bunker over there, and just see what's up. You know, we're gonna dive into that. I've never done corn silage in Farming Simulator, so it'd be an interesting move. I also have that straw from the first harvest off of this field in that hayloft right there. Not sure I would get anything by selling that building, which is why I haven't done it yet. Although it would be nice to get rid of it to kind of make room for building out my own custom yard, maybe adding another shed or adding a chicken coop, doing something with that area outside of just having that hayloft there that I'm not going to use. Much, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, this weeder has made short work of this field for sure. And putting oilseed down on this field is probably going to take, I'm going to hazard a guess, 110 liters of seeds. Maybe. Started with 300 seeds in here at the beginning, and now we're down below 200 now, so got one more pass, we'll see where we are. For me to be right, we have to use just 6 liters of seed in this last smaller pass, but I'm probably wrong. Might end up somewhere just south of 190. So the plan is to cultivate this up probably in March and plant in April. And we'll be in a good spot. And of course, my estimate was off by 1. So there's that. If any of y'all have tried olives or grapes since the update where they introduced snapping, let me know. Because for giggles, on a separate file I tried to start a vineyard on this field right here, field 42. And realized that grapes were a lot of work. And unless you had the grape processing facility, were not worth it. Especially if you went into a mountain of debt in order to afford your trellises. In a coming episode, I will feature my steering wheel. You won't see it, but I'll be using it. Not using it right now because I've got my desk set up for work right now and I just didn't feel like busting it out. But my next episode is going to have me using the actual steering wheel to get around. So hopefully I drive better than with mouse and keyboard. Alright, well, we're going to take a look at the contracts and see what we've got going. Ooh, man, what is that? Hard pass. Not doing that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and... do I want to do that? I've noticed that this Rossel Smash, or Rossel Mash, whatever it's called, this tractor, combined with this particular cultivator, which is also the same brand, have a very hard time getting to working speed. Even on level plane, like it, not even on an incline, it just doesn't get up to working speed, which I think the working speed for this one is like 7 miles an hour. It just doesn't happen. So it's this, no, it's not that. It's this 9 miles per hour used with this tractor. So 375 horsepower, goes at 18 miles an hour normally. What's the requirement for the cultivator? So it's right at that limit. 375 is required to pull it. So theoretically, on a level plot of land, you shouldn't have any issues, but it has problems. But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna accept this one. I'm gonna borrow the items. It's a fair payout. I didn't look at it before I started, but I shouldn't have to pay too terribly much for the leasing. So we'll check it out. And a nice little addition in this game, the guidance steering mod, when you rent machinery or borrow machinery for contracts, it comes with guidance steering. So excellent stuff here. Okay, field 19 is where? If it was a snake, it probably would have bitten me. Oh, this Mondo piece of land up here. Okay, well, I will see you guys at the field. I was going to do a jump cut there, but I thought that that sound that was created from that collision was far too funny to actually cut away from that. Also, you kind of could see a little bit of what I was talking about with the acceleration. It was chugging along there for a little bit, which might be realistic. It's a big tractor with a very heavy implement on the back of it there. But yeah, it hopefully is going to do a little bit better for me this time. But now for real, I will see you at the field. Alright, I am at field 19. This is a big one. This is a big one. Let's go ahead and unfold here. And man, I don't know what they make the cars out of here in France, but I may or may not have crashed into other vehicles or lamps or something else on the way to this field, but they are immovable objects. This is not a small tractor. It's one of them squirrely butt tractors too. I am not used to driving them. But yeah, I got knocked around like a little rag doll on my way here. But yeah, so if you're not familiar with the guidance steering mod, that white line that appeared out of the front of my tractor, if you can see it in the lime covered field, it's kind of your heading there. You hit Alt-C to turn it on, and when you do that, the bottom right hand side above the gear shifters, though the satellite will light up. Alt-L will show the line that I have here in front of me, or you can do Control-S and you'll see the settings here. Show line, Alt-L will turn it on, or you can do Control-S and then flip it on and off here. But the easiest way to get started with this, honestly, Alt-E, you may have to hit it a couple times. You'll see an A. If you look at my left back tire, you'll see the letter A there. You'll set your A point. You'll drop your implement. You'll drive as straight forward as possible. And you'll see what I'm talking about with this, although this is a mild incline, so it is what it is. But drive forward a little bit, stop, hit Alt-E again, and you'll notice that there is there are two blue lines and a white line in the dead center. If you hit Alt-R, it'll adjust to the width of the implement you're using. Alternate way to do it, Control-S to go into the menu. You can hit this auto width here, and basically from here, let the game play itself. You do Alt-X, you'll notice that the light or the line turned green in the middle there. That means the tractor is steering itself. Turn on cruise control and go to town eventually. Now the working width on this, or the working speed on this, is 11 miles per hour. I will give it a break because we are going up. I mean, it is a little bit steep, but it's not crazy. I guess it should be expected that we'd be going a little bit slower on this. But anywho, I'm gonna get this done, and I'll see y'all in a bit. 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. I don't know if those are blended together. But that's it's 10 minutes worth of work. Let's see where we are in this contract. And this is a 30 plus minute contract for sure. Definitely a huge field. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this, and I'm going to cut to the finished product, and we'll kind of figure out what time it is and where to go from there, but I will see you guys when this job is done. Alrighty, well, that that contract took a really long time. I got it finished, but yeah, I had to turn the speed down to make sure I finished it in October a little bit, so a little bit of finagling with the time, but I got paid $10,486 to do that contract after everything was subtracted out for borrowing the machinery. In this wonderful November morning, we've got our oilseed radish basically grown, and our canola and barley are probably at the same growth state, so nothing new here. Still look like what they looked like yesterday. And to check on our greenhouse here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pallets ready to rock. And our water's still staying strong. We put in $2,190 worth of water in there, and we've produced 3,000 liters of tomatoes. And if we look at what tomatoes are going for, if I can click on the right button and have my brain function, there we go. Tomatoes go down here, 857. I think that can go a lot higher though, so I'm looking forward to getting a fair amount of cash for that. So what we need to do is get the Massey Ferguson all hooked up with a front loader attachment and get a pallet fork, and that trailer, which I believe is under miscellaneous. Yes, $8,000 for this trailer. The sides can go down. Or I might go for this one. I don't know. Just for giggles here. Really wish they allowed you to like open up and look inside and kind of mess with it in the store before you bought it, but might get that. Might stick with this because it's cheaper and we're broke. I don't know. But that's all for the next episode. For right now, I'm going to call it quits here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day.